Hello everyone, Katarina here. It's been a while since I made my last video, but I've been working on my new blog. I had to manually transfer about 200 blog posts to a new place. It was a tedious work and I just finished. If you're interested, the website name is nordicbeeblog.wordpress.com. A bit too long, I know, but what can I do? You will find the link in the description and you can also use the QR code on the screen. The website itself is not completely finished, but for now it needs to wait, because Christmas is coming and it's time to make Christmas cards. So, welcome to my Christmas card series for this year. I'm starting with a bonus video. I have for you 3 cards I made in the past, all made completely from scratch with watercolors. This is going to be my theme for this year. All you need for the painting are watercolor paints, brushes, and watercolor cardstock. Also, all the links to the original videos you will find in the description. Let's start with the first card. This is one of my favorite ideas. It's a card with a loose watercolor bow, so the card looks like a present. In the original video, you can also see a hand-drawn bow, but I find this one easier and quicker. You start with a vertical line, then you paint the 2 loops, one on each side. After that, you paint the strings that are coming from the loops, and lastly, you paint in the horizontal lines. Here we can see the finished card. Once the bow was dry, I drew a tag with a greeting. I painted the border and adhered the panel on top of a white card base. So that was the first card, a very simple watercolor project. The next one is just as easy. I painted a background filled with loose watercolor poinsettias. Here I used the metallic watercolors, but you can use normal watercolors, which I also did. I showed the card in the original video, at least I think. I definitely shared it in the corresponding blog post. As you see, I first painted the red leaves, then I painted the green leaves. They both had the same shape. After that was dry, I used golden watercolors for the centers. I just did a few small dots in the middle. I also used the golden paints to add clusters of dots in the empty spaces between the flowers, and I also painted the edges of the panel. Here you can see the finished card. To finish it up, I stamped Merry Christmas greeting, which I heat embossed with a metallic powder. I used craft cardstock for it and I fussy cut it, and I adhered it in the middle of the card. Alright, the last card I have for you is one of my first cards I painted from scratch. It's this card with a wreath. I would say since then my wreaths painting have improved at least slightly. Hopefully, that's just my opinion, but I still really like this one. It's very simple to make. I started with drawing a circle. Next, I painted leaves along the circle, just small teardrop shapes. I painted them inside and outside of the circle. You can also just press the brush and kind of stamp it instead of painting it. That's also an option. Once the leaves were dry, I added then red berries, just little dots between the leaves, and I also painted the circle using brown paint. Here you can see the finished card. I heat embossed the greeting using a gold embossing powder. These days I would also paint the edges of the panel using gold watercolor paints just to give it some kind of border, but back then I did not have that idea yet. Alright, these are my Christmas card inspirations to just start you off. I will be back with my first card for this year's Christmas cards very soon. I don't have a schedule. I think I will be back for weekly uploads. At least I think or hope so. Make sure you subscribed. If you would like to see more similar cards painted with watercolors, check out this video where I painted winter landscapes. Also, check out my blog nordicbeeblog.wordpress.com, and I will see you in my next video.